Okay, Stephen, you started the Center for Applied Jungian Studies a number of years back. Won't you please explain to us what the center does?
We run a number of programs that are aimed at clinicians, but predominantly at the general public. And what we do in our programs is we teach psychoanalytic concepts with the focus on Jungian concepts, but not exclusively Jungian concepts, in a practical, applied and accessible manner. And we do this by combining theory as well as applications, as well as exercises that are designed to provide insight into these ideas that is not purely theoretical and abstract, but that is practical as well. Ultimately, psychoanalysis is an applied science, obviously. So, theoretical abstract understanding is useful to some degree, but essentially it is something that needs to be experienced as an experienced and lived reality.
And tell me a bit more about Jung. Who was he, and why are you teaching his methodology?
Carl Gustav Jung, 1875 to 1961, was a Swiss psychiatrist, a student of Sigmund Freud's, and the founder of what has come to be known as analytical psychology. Previously, once had the name complex psychology, and then came to be known as analytical psychology, and possibly most frequently referred to as Jungian psychology. Jung is one of the founding fathers of depth psychology, one of the three key figures, the other one being Freud and Adler, of course, Alfred Adler. The significance of Jung, I guess, is that his focus is not on pathology, it's not on illness, it is really on consciousness and individuation. So the focus of his work is ideal for, let's say, I say it in inverted commas, but let's say the healthy psychology. Its focus is not predominantly pathological. And consequently, it is an enormously powerful tool for the development of the personality, for increasing consciousness, and for the actualization of what Jung referred to as individuation, or what we at the Centre call the Individuation Project, which is the realization of your optimum, ideal and most authentic destiny in the world.
So why would someone come to the Centre for Applied Jungian Studies to do a course? What would they hope to achieve?
I think what we offer at the Centre is a fairly unique service. In that we provide access to Jung's work and more broadly to psychodynamics outside of clinical training. So one can really, through the work we offer at the Centre, one can grapple with with real depth and real feeling with the psychoanalytic concepts without training, without being in training as a psychoanalyst or outside of analysis itself. This distinction between being in analysis, we don't offer analysis per se. We offer the tools for what I would call self-analysis. And the distinction between the work that we do and, let's say, being in analysis is that we are an educational institution. So we teach the concepts, as I say, both theoretically and in an applied sense. So very simply then, it gives access to these ideas and to these tools to people who ordinarily wouldn't have access to them.
And what would they gain with these tools?
Well, obviously, as I say, we do teach clinicians. So obviously for clinicians, for therapists, for counselors, for coaches, even consultants, psychodynamics is recognized as a very valuable, if not an essential, component that one has to understand when working with people, with organizations. And so it provides, it provides tools and it provides insights into a psychodynamic theory that is very usefully professional for many people. But for people in the personal capacity, which I think really is our principal focus, it provides a way of reimagining yourself, of refining yourself, and of learning how to experience yourself in a put it in a very Jungian way, in a more soulful sense, but also in a more authentic and a more real sense, and ultimately I'd like to believe in a healthier sense as well.
So tell me a bit about the 12-module course that you offer. This is an intense transformational program. What do you mean by that, and what do you believe your delegates will achieve at the end of the program?
So the 12-module program, the Intense Transformational Program, is a course that we developed at the centre. Specifically, I developed it in conjunction with my partner, Anja van Kralingen. And it is 12 modules that cover 12 key Jungian concepts, concepts that we've identified as being maybe the most valuable and the most transformative, and certainly concepts that one needs to become familiar with and understand if you want to embark on this journey. We have, over a number of years now, refined the theory and the theoretical component both through research and application. So the course has a theoretical component. It differs from a lot of, let's say, process-oriented courses in that sense, in that not only does it take the delegate through a process, but it also provides a theoretical basis. It provides some sort of an explanatory basis with the intention of enabling the delegate both to understand what is happening, what the concept is about, and significantly to be able to apply the concept beyond the duration of the course. It also has a very intense process work element, which is designed to simply to promote consciousness, but what that means really is for the individual on the course to grapple with themselves and with their own inner wounds and inner demons, and to have a better understanding of what it is that they are dealing with, who they are, what affects and constitutes their relationships, if I can put it that way, what affects their relatedness to both themselves and to others, and to work through some of the dross, some of the defenses and deflections that we all develop as we go through this life. The James Hollis, who I think is probably certainly the most popular Jungian analyst in the world today, puts it very nicely when he says at some point in our developmental process we develop defenses to deal with our wounds, but at some point in our life those defenses themselves become the problem. So in a course like this, the idea is to, as much as we are able to deconstruct some of those defenses and allow the delegate to genuinely reconnect with themselves.